Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of our series on Waterton Lakes National Park from our visit last September. In this video, we will be hiking the Lakeshore Trail, which takes us south along Waterton Lake and its surrounding mountains. The trail is rated as having a minimal elevation gain of roughly 100 meters and is considered suitable for all skill levels as it follows the shoreline of the lake. However, we did encounter a rock face that was definitely at a more advanced skill level. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're going down a trail that's on the map called Trail Number 21. It hooks up to the same trail that goes up to the Bertha Lake there. It's about a 4 kilometer from, well, probably 6 kilometer total. It's supposed to follow the lake for the most part. So it's a fairly flat trail, which is something we're definitely in the mood for today. It's said that you take a portion of it into Montana. So you go over the border, go along the line there, the border line in the Montana side, and then you come back in and you can choose a few trails that take you back into Waterton. So we'll see if this is true. I'm a little skeptical that we can just walk into Montana so easy, but that'll be a highlight if we can. We'll see. At the time this video was recorded, the atmosphere between Canada and the United States was more friendly, with both countries enjoying a period of positive relations. It is sad that these dynamics have shifted over such a short period of time, but we hope you enjoy this glimpse into a moment when collaboration and friendship were at the forefront, and we hope for a resolution soon. After a while, we reached a junction where Trail 11 meets 21. Checking the trail sign to confirm our direction, we continued on. As you see, the trail does have varying topography along the way, which initially takes us through a burn section from a forest fire that occurred in 2017, which I mentioned in the previous video. We found this rock fascinating with its many cracks. It may be part of the park's sedimentary formations such as mudstone or shale. This ball-shaped rock was also interesting. At a glance, it looked like a volcanic bomb, but more research would be needed to confirm that theory. I was intrigued by what Donna was filming, and the dew on the leaves caught my attention, prompting me to stop and capture it as well. After that, we came upon one of our first stream crossings, but we soon discovered that all the crossings were dry during this visit.
Sturdy. It's terrible.
The bridge was well built, and so were the spider webs, confirming that we were the first ones on the trail. We also came across a backcountry campsite along the trail called Bertha Bay, a beautiful location. As we continued, we encountered a challenging section that required careful route finding along a rocky face, testing our footing and determination to proceed. We found that hiking poles were ineffective due to the steep terrain and loose rocks, but we made it through this tough spot and conquered this challenging section. Okay guys, we're about halfway along here, and as you can see, it's pretty rocky, but really wooded at this point. The forest fire from a few years back didn't get too close to this part. This rough grouse was determined not only to stay on the trail, but to also strut his stuff.
Oh, you're gonna get lots of chicks like that.
I'm becoming very fond of these birds. Every time we're on the mountains in Alberta, we seem to meet up, and it's always a memorable experience. After that, we reached a beautiful viewpoint, which provided a perfect opportunity to rest and admire the stunning scenery of the water framed by majestic mountains. We then spotted a Parks Canada crew heading out possibly for trail maintenance, as the sound of chainsaws filled the bay later on. Continuing on, we crossed another manageable stream. There was a lot of boat traffic on the lake that day, including this tour boat. This squirrel would later turn out to be quite territorial over its food stash on our way back. After navigating the terrain, we reached the Montana border. If you look at the mountains on the other side, you can see the borderline cut into the forest.
So guys, if you've never seen one of these before, this is what it looks like between Canada and the United States. So right now, I'm standing on the Canadian side, and I'm about to go over into the States. Looks like this Karen's getting a little tired. Anyway, it should say the United States, and I can prove that by walking over to this one that Donna's leaning on. So you can see on that side of it, it says United States. So this is the U.S. kind of warning you that not walk any further. I'm gonna walk past the brown sign there and see what happens.
I'm gonna film it.
So that's the trail continuing on. We're in Montana now, like yards into Montana. And yeah, so I'll just go back there and show you guys that if you wanted to continue walking along here, you need to let them know. So don't assume you can just keep walking. So yeah, there's some information just to give you guys an idea. So it's not a free ride. Oh, and by the way, there's no cell signal out here. We are, however, gonna have our lunch on this beautiful US built boat dock. So to give you an idea how far we're in, just to sensationalize the situation. I'm just gonna slowly turn around, and there is the marker there. So not far in.
After taking a break and enjoying our lunch, Donna decided to clean up this US beach.
When was the last time you saw a drink with a pull tab? Like a real pull tab.
Jeez, very long time ago.
Doesn't look that old, but
Yeah. Well, you did something for the States. A thank you for allowing us to eat here for a bit. Oh, and the gum. Oh, you're going all out. Okay, guys, some video evidence. to show that I'm actually returning back to Canada. And thank you very much, United States, for letting us have lunch on your dock. Goodbye, Montana. So yeah, we're back on the trail here heading towards Waterton. And that was kind of fun sitting there at the States a bit. I was just thinking earlier, that's probably the shortest amount I've ever gone into the States. I've spent a lot of time in the States, coming through back and forth. So that's probably a record for me. That was fun, a lot of fun.
We then encountered a mischievous squirrel that decided to drop pine cones on us to protect its mushroom.
What? Okay, I'm getting out of here.
As we continued, we noticed bear marks on several trees along the trail, which were on the opposite side from the direction we came in.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah, there's a lot of pushed down
Yeah,
vegetation there.
yeah. Noticing a bit of a clearing here. No signs of fur or anything.
This is definitely somebody's turf.
After confirming the presence of bears in the area, we proceeded carefully, as we had seen no other people along the trail.
So guys, coming back this way, going back towards town, we're just noticing all the bear scratching. Just one tree after another. And just to prove it here, I'll show the other side. So yeah, as you come up on this side, there is some scratching in there, but for some reason they're all facing the other way. Yeah, here's another example. We just walked probably 20 meters down the trail. And there's another one. And if you look back at the same tree, there's nothing on this side.
So, something to keep in mind as you come up the trail from the town side. Yes, there are bears in the area, and it is important to look behind you occasionally on the trail. Unfortunately, our timing was off in regards to seeing these marks. As we returned to the same shoreline, we spotted some common mergansers. After resting beside a large rock along the trail, we continued into the area affected by the forest fire. The tree trunks had become so weathered and polished that they gleamed in the light, giving them a silvery finish.
They're really kind of pretty. Those have the silvery sheen to them.
Then it was back to the cliff section, which proved to be no easier to navigate on the way down. This is a good view of what we had to deal with, so for this section, I would say the trail is not suitable for all skill levels as rated. Conquering the cliff zone, we made our way back to the beach at the lakeshore near town. We hope you enjoyed this unforgettable journey along the Lakeshore Trail in Waterton Lakes National Park. Thanks so much for joining us.